And so now I actually want to take you through the process of creating a new connector. So we click on new connector. We have our AWS S3 is one of the connectors that we'll show today. And we have this full like sort of marketplace of connectors that you can choose from, depending on whatever content system is your preference. And so, like I said, I'll use S3 today. This is really just like a file storage system, kind of like Google Drive. And so I would select the connector. And now here I can select my workflow. So I can choose between AI plus review, verify, translate, translate plus review, etc. I'm going to click on AI plus review from my setup today. And you can see instantly this like building blocks view that we just looked at in the slide. So there's a couple steps that are S3 specific, a couple preparation steps on the Lilt side, and then you have the AI step and the verified review step, and then you can send it back to the connector integration. So I'm actually going to fill this in live. So we have an access key ID that I'll add here. I have a secret access here. And all this information you can typically find on your own. So if you logged into S3 yourself, this would be available for you. And if you're having trouble with it at all, you can just contact our team and we would be more than happy to help you with that. And here I'm going to assign a model for us. Great. And then I'm just going to call this AI Day Demo. And this is the S3 connector. So I'll call it S3 and click done. And that's it. And so now we've introduced this step called verify. So this will basically make sure that all the information you entered is correct. And we can actually set up a connection with the connector itself. It looks like we have an error. So verification failed. We can double check. And so it looks like we have an invalid bucket path. Aha, it looks like I have a bunch of spaces here. So if I just go in and I remove that and I click done, and now I click verify again. Great. So now we've actually gone and set up a full connector integration with S3 in this case. So now I can just click save and close. My new connector is now available here for me. And to test it, we'll actually trigger a job to pull from S3 into our Lilt system. And so while this is pulling, there's basically a full connector configuration that we've set up end to end in virtually less than a minute. Traditionally, this is something that you'd like make a request for, and any Lilt type company would basically set this up with their solutions architects, and then you receive it back and be able to run tests. Now, all of this is available for you self-serve and self-managed. So it looks like this was able to successfully pull from the connector. So if you go into translate and we're going to browse jobs, we should see, there we go. This is a project that I had set up in S3. And so this is now being pulled into Lilt. So we have the AI Day Demo, S3, today's date. You can see the AI plus review workflow that we chose. There's like 9 words we're going to get translated here. And now it's entered my translation workflow. And as soon as it is done, it'll be sent back to my connector integration. So once the workflow is completed, it'll be back available in S3. The final piece I wanted to show today really quickly is just our model hub. And so this is where you can essentially go in and manage all of your Lilt models. And so a Lilt model, like what does that mean? So we can actually set up a new model to show this. So I'll like add a demo here, name, and then we can select our source language and our target language. And so now automatically we have a default memory. We've just done some English to French work. I have a memory in Lilt already. And the really interesting piece now, and what we were talking about earlier with these like third-party LLM providers, is that we can actually select our provider. So Lilt contextual AI will always be the default, and our preference is typically your best case, but you can also have interoperability with other models as well. So in this case, I could actually click on Google Translate and have that be my LLM provider. And if I click create, you can actually see that model is now available for me. And if I'm going through a translation workflow, I should be able to select this AI Day demo model for my English to French translation needs. The very last piece I'll show here is a quick overview of our AI Hub. This is where you can come in to essentially configure and edit all of your LLM providers for various use cases. So this is for translation. It's the same thing for generative LLMs, for speech text providers and image text providers. And so you have full control over all of your providers and internal systems. And you can come into this setting here to configure that and own that, and also remove providers as needed. So you'll have full control here. And again, this is sort of this control room theme that we've been discussing earlier today.